Hi, folks. So sorry I got cut off there from my screen recorder. So I'll upload two videos. We were almost finished. What I wanted to show you was that when we do an in-text citation, what we want to do is just make sure that we have the parentheses for the authors and the date that it was published here. So when we go back to our article, here's our journal reference down here. This research was published in 2017. So we have Chung, Soden, 2017. Now, here's the next thing about a citation. We don't just want to end with their words. We want to explain what this means. So researchers found that when only greenhouse gases or natural climate forces are considered, climate models are not able to capture the southward shift of the tropical rain belt. This means that the only explanation for the shift in the rain belt can be attributed to human-made aerosols. So what these researchers found was that when they built these climate models, that when they just attributed just now, when they looked at the natural factors, what are the natural greenhouse gases? When they built these climate models, they didn't see this shift. It was only when they added in these human-made aerosols that they actually saw this shift appear. And of course, the southward shift of the tropical rain belt is what they noticed first. That would have been something that they observed, what they noticed. And now what they were trying to do is figure out why. Well, natural gases or naturally occurring climate forces were not the factor. It was only when they added in what humans were putting out into the atmosphere in terms of aerosols that their models were able to show this southern shift in the rain belt. So now I've used my own words. I've given a good summary. I've incorporated some textual evidence right from my source. I've properly cited it. And I've explained what the quote means. So now my writing is much more impactful. We'll talk about some of the pitfalls next time, but I don't want this video to get too long. I will tell you that this APA format here, this is what is for an in-text citation. When you're finished your writing piece, you need to do the formal citation. And if you take a look here in your library resources, this is what it looks like. You have the author, the year, and there's a few other pieces of the format that you can follow, which I'm not going to get into here because this is a resource that you have. You will notice very nicely that the Science Daily actually gives you the information for how to cite this page in MLA format, APA format, and even the Chicago format. We are using APA for science. So you can even cut and paste. Here it is right here. But it's not a bad idea. You should use these resources and learn how to do it. So when you're finished writing, you're going to have your correct full APA citation at the bottom. But when you're in your work and you're writing, you just have to do the last names and the year published. Now, since I'm going to practice what I preach, I'm going to do a spelling check on this before I turn it in. Here we go, occurring, that's how you spell it. I always spell that word wrong. And then I'm going to work on my formatting. Anytime I copy and paste, it sort of changes the format a little bit. So we'll go to Arial, make it 12, and I'll make everything black. It's sort of copied over as gray. And now I've got a really great piece that I can submit. I hope these two videos were helpful. I do plan on making another one on some pitfalls with using quotations. And I think I touched on it a little bit, sort of instead of just using a small piece, some folks find all this great information and I sort of get a 2 paragraph or a 1 paragraph long quote. So we want to stay away from that, just small pieces. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone's having a great week.